The next wave of business leaders won't just use AI, they'll master momentum with it, starting now. Welcome to the Mastering AI Momentum Show, where visionary founders and driven business leaders turn artificial intelligence, automation, and scalable systems into real growth, real scale, and real freedom. If you're ready to break bottlenecks, reclaim your title, and scale smarter, this is your playbook. Let's dive in. Here are your hosts, Allie Porter and Elise Smith.
Welcome to Mastering AI Momentum, where we help 7- and 8-figure business owners identify bottlenecks in their business and explore how AI can accelerate their results. I'm Elise Smith, your AI business strategist with Millionaire Momentum AI Agency. And we help ambitious entrepreneurs who are struggling with inconsistent revenue, stuck systems, unclear growth paths so that they can finally scale predictably, free up time, and multiply their impact. Because honestly, that's what this is all about, right? Is really multiplying our impact and serving more people. Most of the time, our clients come to us completely frustrated because they're overwhelmed doing everything themselves and they don't have efficient operations. And that's where our AI agents come in. So if you want to learn more, make sure you check out m2aiagency.com to be able to get your free AI growth session. Okay, well, today I'm excited to be joined by the amazing Craig Cooper, founder of Common Sense Revenue. Craig is a revenue growth consultant with more than 30 years of sales experience. He scaled his own waffle catering company from startup to over $5 million with 30 plus employees. Like, this guy is a rock star, guys. And he's also building a business now that runs without his daily involvement. Through his Get Real program, he helps B2B businesses earning $200K plus a year create sustainable systems for predictable growth. His practitioner-led approach and real strategy framework, retention, engagement, acquisition, and loyalty have helped clients boost profit margins and achieve consistent revenue growth. Based in San Leandro, California, Craig is passionate about building businesses that create both freedom and generational wealth. So Craig is our kind of guy. So welcome, Craig.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about what you do, like who you serve, just in your own words.
Who I serve my own words. I like to help the business owner who has become trapped by their own business. You know, we're all sold the same bill of goods. Start your own business, have your own time. Lies. You start and then you're consumed by how much work you have to do, right? It's never ending. You're working all the time. And before you know it, even though you have the fancy business card and you have the title, you're technically an intern. So my mission is to take all the internpreneurs and set them free. And that's by making sure they have the systems, standard operating procedures, people in place to allow them to separate themselves from the business so the business can run without them. Ultimately, the captain of the ship can be on the bridge and not in the engine room. I'm here for that.
Yes, especially because we work, like, as entrepreneurs and business owners, so many times we work in our business as opposed to on our business.
Exactly.
And there's a huge difference in even the results that you can get when you do that. So it sounds like you really help to keep them in that pilot seat, right? That captain's chair, so that they don't have to go into all of the nitty gritty, which is really refreshing.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your origin story. How did you get started with something like this?
My origin story. I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't that far. Nor in a galaxy far away. Long story short, my entrepreneur journey really started in my first sales job, right? First sales job, I didn't know I was being primed for this. But when I walked in, then I get a territory and I'm told, here's your territory. This is your zip codes, and go get us $10,000 revenue. No, $10,000 in profit. Meanwhile, I'm selling a box of paper clips for 8 cents. Had a whole lot of hustling to do, right? But after the first month, which was a struggle, Lord Jesus, it was a struggle. After the first month, with all the hard work, it began to click and make sense. How you make it make sense, right? And the growth began from there. From there, my sales career continued. But really, my entrepreneur journey from that point, where I officially became an entrepreneur, is when my wife and I started a catering company. Friends pushed us into the business. I had no intention. I just loved having food. They said, start a business. You're silly. I got a good job. because I did. But a friend basically threatened us after a brunch. If you don't enter this contest, I'm going to enter you. She was on the board of the, right? So we said, fine, so-and-so, I almost said her name. Fine, so-and-so will enter whatever. We entered it because there's no way anybody's going to vote for us. Then it was us, then all the food trucks and off the grid, and then everybody's in the company's cohort. We ain't been trained. Nobody knows us, but we have a picture of a waffle. So we entered the contest, and we won the contest outright. It was a landslide. Had no idea how it happened. Freaked us out. So we scrambled, my wife and I, to become like a business, do all the things. And then that first Saturday, sold to the public, we sold 2,000 units and made $10,000 in a day.
Wow.
That's what I said, right? Exactly. Now, I am not a genius. I do have a master's in common sense. And I told my wife that day, we about to quit. And she said, no. But literally within 3 months, 11, she quit her day job. 3/15/12, I quit my day job. Full-time ever since. We'd had so much business we couldn't work anymore, like with the side hustle. And it's just all upward trajectory from there. And let's just say now 30 plus employees doing decent numbers, and I don't have to go to the office anymore. I done made it.
Yes, I think that's every entrepreneur's dream, right? Is to not have to be in the nitty-gritty of your business and just be able to kind of oversee the people and the processes that are there. And that's the point. You're not supposed to be the magic of your own business. Otherwise you can't scale, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It was completely dependent upon you, and then you get hit by a bus or catch the COVID. Does the business keep running? Yeah. And if your answer is no, there's a problem, right? So the systems are there to replace your thinking or duplicate your thinking, and the team members are there to replace you doing the work. Because why am I paying you a salary for me to do all your thinking for you? No, that's not how it works. I'm paying you so you can do the work. So I don't have to. And after we're paying 10, 15 people, why am I working? But that's how I think.
Beautiful. So I have to ask, what does your typical day look like now? Because you're not as involved as you used to be.
Okay. From the catering standpoint, I look at reports like 30 minutes a day, tops. I run a report. Every Monday, I run a report called a 12-month rolling. I want to look at our revenues, what they're looking at, because the only thing I'm concerned about is our retention. It's easy to get new customers, right? But if you're only focused on getting new customers, you're constantly in the churn and you can't grow. You're constantly trying to fill a glass with a hole in it. That's what acquisition is to me. If you really want to grow, you have to fill the glass and keep what you feel. That's how you grow. So for me, the message is retention first. The 12-month rolling allows me to see that, see how we're doing, run it every Monday so I can see what our actual growth is. Make sure our top 20% is generating over 80% of our revenue. That's in place, cool. If I see the gaps or notice our top 20 is not ordering, I send the email to my wife, let her deal with it. And then that's it. After that, I'm focusing on growing the common sense revenue, the coaching business. And it's a whole new journey, but it's the same. And it's rewarding because I get to work with different business owners every day and unravel the mystery and then extricate them. Get them from tied up in the minutia and help them look. Say, come on, look at this. This literally what I'm doing. Let's look at this from a different angle and ask the questions like Socrates. So why is this? And how are you going to fix it? How can you fix it if you're doing it? How many people do you have? Now, do you need to do it? Right. And get them to the point where they see it for themselves. And then once they're free, that's everything. I love that. Oh, that's what my day is now. I do that about 6 to 8 times a day.
I love that. And, I can tell you have a passion for really helping people to be able to get their lives back, because it can be all consuming. Being in business for yourself can be worse than having a job. And so, it's that you have to have that balance and be careful. And I like that you help them look at it from a different perspective too, because we just get in the same rut and the same viewpoint every single time. What is that quote? You can't solve a problem from the same mindset that you had to create it, right?
Correct.
And so you help to have them see a different kind of mindset and perspective. So that's really powerful. Thank
you. It's a byproduct of my upbringing and my parents, because that's how they looked at everything, like 360-degree view, and no one perspective is ever right. You have to get other inputs, right? And so the the discourse of other perspectives, understanding how everybody looks at it. Gather all information before you make a decision, like how I grew up, right? And so being stuck with a thought before I gung-ho from an emotional standpoint, make a decision. And it's just me, but emotional decisions never work out well. You need some data to prove it, right? You need to dot some I's and cross some T's, make sure pencil's out. But if you're doing that and you're actually considering all before you have fewer mistakes. Things happen that are outside of your control, 100%. But at least if you did all your due diligence before it happens, you feel much better about the decision you made, and you're less likely to second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Which helps with your resilience, which you need as an entrepreneur, because every day something's going left. I'm just saying.
Exactly. In fact, my business partner and I were just talking about that yesterday, of like a lot of times we are just reacting immediately to whatever is happening. And that's fine. Like that, we're human. We do that. Right. But if we can take a second and just look at it from different perspectives, because we found that people who have kind of that millionaire plus kind of mindset, I mean, you can be a millionaire and not have the millionaire mindset, right? But to have that kind of mindset, it's not just going with your first initial reaction and, playing damage control afterwards. It's looking at it from different angles and choosing the way that you want to respond to something and react to it, compared to just letting it happen. And I think there's a lot of power in that. So I love that you focus on that. And I also love the fact that your process is called Real Strategy Framework. So what inspired you to name it that way and to design it that way?
Great question. So the Real Strategy Framework. Okay, so again, my whole shtick, as it were, is authenticity, right? So which means it's not a shtick, which is why it's hilarious. But what makes me relatable to other business owners is because I've been in the shoes. I understand, right? And so it allows me to have a real conversation based on real talk. So that's where it's based. Well, let me put everything else so it connects with that, right? And ultimately, what I'm looking at, the mission is for the business owner to be free. But how does that happen? And I'm going to work backwards to reverse engineer it. For the business owner to be free, you need a team that thinks like you, that is trained like you, which means you need standard operating procedures, right? And if you standard operating procedures, how do you want everything done? Every single process lined up. That's one thing. But you also need people to make that happen. So you need software, documentation, you need people. But you can't have people unless you have a stockpile of money to be able to afford the people, right? Now, how do you get the stockpile of money? Well, again, reverse engineering. It comes back to your cash flow, your revenue. And so what is cash flow and where does it come from? Going back to the acquisition piece. So many of us, because we weren't trained in sales when we became entrepreneur, maybe it was just me. I don't think it is, but maybe it was just me. Most of us said, you know what? I don't need you, boss, person, company. I quit. The right person said the right thing at the right time, inspired you to break free, right? Because you're an amazing practitioner, operator. You are amazing, but I quit. And now you jump and start your own business. But how many of us were trained in sales? How many were trained in operations? How many trained in revenue operations, finance, or just business management? Very few of us had that in our toolkit before we started a business. We had the practitioner piece, right? So the thing that we didn't know is the importance of the customer base as a pathway to growing your business. So we think I have to get new customers, get new customers, get new customers. Meanwhile, on the internet, you have everybody preying on you. Marketing, brand, marketing. All of them saying the same. I'm sorry, I get upset. It annoys me. I apologize. Let me calm down.
Oh, good.
All of them saying the same thing from the same side of your neck was not beneficial, because you can market all day. Build it and they will come. It ain't coming. It's a lie. It ain't coming.
Real talk with Craig. I love it.
It's a lot. You can market all day, but that alone is not going to get you deals. Marketing is only half the equation. The other half is the sales piece. But what does sales look like? Because again, tell the truth, shame the devil. Everybody hates salespeople. I hate salespeople. I ain't alone. You go into the mall. You walk into the store. Salesperson comes up to you and says, "Can I help you?" 108% of the people on the planet say, no.
Just looking.
We know we walked into that store. We know we want something from that store. But we give every single salesperson a Heisman. Why? Because we hate salespeople, right? So I apologize. So we have to learn how to sell and not be a salesperson to effectively grow our businesses. And this is just real talk. Getting back to the real. So how do we do it? And for me, that's what the passion is. Teaching people how to do it effectively. Again, not just the store example, but I mean, if we didn't hate salespeople, please explain to me why during the pandemic, there was a proliferation of online car sales. I mean, people were buying Auto Trader, CarMax, Carvana, sales went up. And I thought we were all on lockdown. We couldn't go nowhere. But anyway, car sales went up. So that's one aspect. But why? Because nobody wanted to talk to a salesperson. And they found a way how to buy a car without talking to a salesperson and dealing with that foolishness. Why? Nobody likes sales.
Yeah, we have a car vending machine down the street from us. Like, it's crazy.
But that's a reality, right? And when we look at it, it's because that's the reason why. When we boil down all the way to the core of it, nobody wants to be sold. So if we learn how to not sell, but provide value, because ultimately, and this is going to be a hard truth, y'all. But y'all can figure out now. I'm already real, 100% transparent. It is what it is. Not only is it real, you can't sell nothing. People make a decision to buy. Grown folks make a decision to buy. All they want is somebody to answer their questions and guide them across. That's the job. Not to say I am them with whatever your product is, whatever your green eggs and ham. Here, there, boat, goat, dark, fox, box. Man, miss me with that. You even know my name. Right? So that's what it is. But I digress. So the real strategy is to get that commission breath out of the mouth and have people focus on what's important to the customer, a customer-centric approach. And it's retention first, engagement second, because you need to be engaged with your customers long-term in order to keep them. A lack of contact is the reason why you lose customers, clients, not because something went wrong, it's because you don't stay in touch. Acquisition is third, because there is attrition. It's going to happen, especially in the B2B space. People change jobs all the time. And if that person was your order placer, you losing customers. So you want to be acquiring more customers than you lose. So retention, engagement, acquisition, and the last piece, L, loyalty, right? I think Alexander Hamilton, one of the songs was Aaron Burr, I want to be in the room where it happens. Well, you don't have to always be in the room. Sometimes your customers can be in the room for you and speak up for you. When that happens, that's magic. You have to treat them so well that they are your raving fans. They're the ones cheerleading for you. They're the ones bringing you in the rooms you had no idea were looking for you. And now your client base is also your sales force, man. And then you ain't selling. I'm just saying. So that's real.
I love it. Oh, my heavens, Craig, you are the best. I'm so glad you're on the show today. And I'm sure that someone is really just having some aha moments based on your realness, because that's not how everybody talks about sales, right? But it's the truth, that phrase of like, everybody wants to buy, but they don't want to be sold to, right? And so thinking about it in terms of relationship first, because that's where it starts. So yes, breath of fresh air for sure. So let's dive in a little bit, kind of peek behind the curtain of your business here. What would you say are parts of your business that are working really well right now?
The part of the business is working really well. Well, we talk common sense revenue or the catering.
Let's stick with common sense.
Okay, common sense revenue. The part that's working really well is and this is again something that's off script. Most coaches have a very strategic and planned out and defined linear course that you have to follow from point A to point Q or point A to point Z that you have to follow in order to achieve results. As you've probably figured, I'm a little different. So I don't follow that square, right? And because when I started, and I'm still going to answer the question what's working well. When I started myself in coaching, I took a course so I could understand what it looked like. And I found from my coach that I was getting 75% of the course was around mindset. That's not my weakness, right? So it did not help me. So 75% of the course did me no good. And even though it was chronological mindset, about 2 pieces on what I needed, then a whole lot of mindset, it didn't benefit me. So for me, what I've done since, because I'm still triggered by that, I have a customized course in that, yes, these are the things that you want. These are things you want to work on, but we only give you what you need. Right?
Beautiful.
So you do the assessment, we figure out what you need, and then we customize it from there. And even from there, there's additional customization in that, again, tell the truth, shame the devil, life be lifing. So even though we meet every week and there's an accountability piece in that, this Monday, so the entrepreneur is full of energy, vim, vigor, they can conquer the world. Next Monday, they just had a massive situation on the weekend and they have no confidence. I can't start building from that place. We have to clear the foundation. So we always start with 5 minutes of good news, right? Always 5 minutes of good news because I want to be in a positive space mentally so we can build, get rid of defeatists. And then I ask them, okay, what happened? What do you want to work on? And they tell me. From that, I'm able to hear, discern what the challenge is. And then from there, identify the challenge, address the challenge, and then build from what we were doing last week. And always connects. Because what was the ancient Chinese proverb? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure the student is ready before I try to teach them anything.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I think that's working well because everybody seems to respond well to it.
Yeah. And that's so great too, because I feel like, so I came from the coaching world as well. I was a coaching business strategist for quite some time. And what I found is that people would hop from one program to another because they thought that that's what they needed, but it really wasn't what they needed. 90% of the stuff wasn't actually what they needed. They only needed the 10%. But if you can have a whole program built around the 10% that you need, like what Craig's talking about here, of having it completely customized to what it is that you need, genius. I mean, we should all be doing that with our programs.
Well, don't start now. Wait. Let me finish getting my customers first.
Exactly. I love it. So Craig, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit vulnerable here. What has been frustrating or harder than you expected in this season of your business growth?
Well, be vulnerable. Look, you have no problems with me being transparent. It is what it is. I'll be 100. Look, the greatest challenge for me has been it's the same thing, right? Because I've been on the journey myself and because I've always wanted to be the coach that I needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing the catering business, I had no coach. I had no idea. And I had to learn everything. Lord Jesus. Now, I'm thankful for that experience. Learned so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Challenging. Not thankful that I went through it with my wife, but hey, we're still married. You know, it's good. It's good. We're going to be together. God is good. Ooh, Lord Jesus, could that have been a problem? Anyway, I digress. So now, because I know the pains of each stage of growth as we're moving, that I have such an affinity and a care for the person that's in side hustle mode, trying to figure it out, make enough money to get to their first sales or to make enough money to replace their job, but they don't know how to do that mentally or what the pricing is supposed to look like. So I want to help them, but how does it work out? Because the value that I'm providing at the price point is for people 200K and up. Right. So getting them, so the balance, right? Because I know that's my niche, trying to be niche AF. I'm trying to do that, but man, my heart, right? So to be able to save or help the others, make sure we're providing life grab, that's been the hardest challenge to figure out how to work that out until like this month. I figured it out because I was outside of what they could afford, but I know they needed it. And if they didn't get it, they were going to go under, which is not cool. And that's what I'm here to prevent. And my conscience won't let me sleep. Preacher's kid, oh my God, you don't want that problem. So how do I make it happen? But I figured it out like literally on Tuesday, like 2 days ago. I figured it out. Look, y'all, and this was free, don't cost you nothing. Oftentimes, like we have an offer that a client can't afford, and we feel bad because they can't afford it. But the job is not to dumb it down or dilute it or to insult them. Right? By creating a pricing program. No, scope this. If you're using a product like Stripe and it allows the client to finance the whole thing, it changes everything. Yeah. The reason why they need you is because they don't have the cash flow. So how can they pay for a high ticket? 1,000, 1,500, 4,000, 10,000 is outside of their scope. It's not going to happen. But what if they could break it down into payments? Father God in heaven. Anybody can make $100 a month, $150, right? So anyway, there we go. So the financing made it possible. Literally, I did this Tuesday morning, had the conversation with somebody. light bulb moment. I fell from fixing a light bulb, hit my head, flux capacitor. Okay, that's a Doc Brown reference, Back to the Future, if y'all don't get it. At the moment, and then, oh my God, belted out Tuesday afternoon. No lie. Had a customer call me and sign up for it on Wednesday.
Beautiful.
I'm just saying. So
I love it.
So I got the confirmation that I was on the right track. And I'm always looking for those random things to confirm you're on the right track, because there's so much that will make you think you're a fake, you're an imposter, you know what you're doing. I hope you don't mind this. I don't suffer from imposter syndrome. It's not a thing for me. Now, and I'm not lying. It's that imposter syndrome's a lie. Do you know why?
Why?
I personally believe every single person on the planet, every soul, is one of zero. You're the only one ever in the history, because your two parents coming together was a miracle. I know in my case it's a miracle. For sure it's a miracle. Now, the life you being born of them and having the experiences that you had, education, school, passions, everything, memories, created. That's a unique situation that created you. You're the only you ever. Period. Like, Alexander was only Alexander because he was the only Alexander. I'm talking about the great, right? Craig's the only Craig. Now, if I was in that time period, I could have been Craig the Great. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset. So all of us are the one-offs. If you're one-off, how can you be an imposter?
Yeah.
You can't be. You are it. So when your brain tries to get you, and your brain always does, because your greatest enemy is sitting between your ears, because that's the one that'll get you to believe lies. Shut up. Whatever. You don't have to listen to that, because you're not the imposter. You are the real. So anyway, I don't suffer from imposter syndrome, but when I get the various confirmations, which is super random, that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing, yeah, that's all I need. It's like a little bit more fuel in the tank, creatine and green goddess smoothie. Let's go.
I love your energy. And I have to say, because I'm Christian, I partner with God in my business. Like, that is so important to me. So whoever's listening, apply it to universe or whatever it is that works for you. But how can you possibly have imposter syndrome when you're partnered with God? Right? Because there's no way that he's going to lead you astray as long as you're, listening to what he's saying. So I love it. It's such a great perspective you just brought in.
Well, okay, so since you said that, partner with God, and I alluded to it earlier that I'm a preacher's kid. So we often look at the Bible as Bible stories, right? They're stories, but it's not the Three Little Pigs. It's not It's not Goldilocks and the Three Bears. There's so much in there about life lessons, about how we operate and live our lives. And I'm going to throw this in there, don't cost you nothing. So when I said the various confirmations you're supposed to do stuff, so for me, on Wednesday, I did the work. This happened. The person ordered. For me, that's a burning bush moment.
Oh, yeah.
And a burning bush is things that happen that don't make no sense. Yeah. For example, bush is on fire, no ashes. I might say no smoke. It's just on fire. That'll make no sense, right? So burning bush, the burning bush moment. A company that has only a picture of a waffle beats all the food trucks that have social media followings. And we beat them in a social media contest, burning bush moment. And when I have my burning bush moments, they say go this way. And then my walk of faith is, am I going to follow that or not? Mm-hmm. And what happens is everybody's given us talents, abilities, and talent also a biblical thing, 5 talents, 1 talent, 3 talents. What you do with your 10 talents? What did you do with what was given to you? Did you use it or did you hide it? And you use it by following your faith opportunities, right? So don't be scared. Keep walking. Stuff don't make no sense. The thing was, as humans, we're always looking for what's going to happen next. Don't worry about it. You got no control, no way. Wake up in the morning, take a step. Your job is just to take steps.
Yep. Faith and works. Yeah, you got it. I love it. I love that we went there. I know it may not be for everybody in the audience, but that's okay because we get to be genuinely who we are, which, is Christian. So I love that. So I do, I love that you found Stripe and Square and the payments that are associated with it, because honestly, it used to be hard as a coach to get people to afford your services who needed them. Correct. And now there are amazing systems like that. Another thing I would actually throw at you in case you were thinking about other possibilities possibilities is an AI possibility, because, we're talking about AI here. One of the things that we've been doing for coaches lately is creating their custom GPTs. So we're taking all of the education that they have and training a GPT, like a chat GPT essentially, to be able to help the people who are maybe at that lower end. We created a GPT that's $97 one time, right? And we've trained it on our specific processes. And now it's making a difference for people who couldn't afford to work with us in other capacities. So just want to maybe give a God wink there too, is that if you are looking for something like that, that's something we can help with, of course. But there are different ways that we can utilize AI to take that problem, that bottleneck, or that thing that's just really nagging at us, and be able to expand who we can serve and how we can serve them even better. What do you think of that, Craig?
Oh, see, okay, so not only am I a Christian, I'm a full nerd. So I appreciate everything you said about that. And when I say full nerd, I'm of the age where I was able to see Terminator, the first movie, when it came out. And so I remember 100% why there's a fear in the planet about AI, right? Skynet's upon us. It's going to take over all the planet. Or you can go back even further back, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Man, we're past that. Anyway, but HAL 3000, right? The robots are coming to get us. Go back even further, Westworld. The androids are coming to get us. This fear of technology has been coming for us all along. And it just, it paralyzes us because it's always been presented in that area. Meanwhile, there have been other movies would tell us AI is our friend. Star Wars, R2-D2, anyone? Who is scared of R2-D2? Right? But R2-D2 is an amazing co-pilot. R2-D2 never took over the X-Wing fighter to fly. R2-D2 was not sitting in the front. R2-D2 would be used to fix problems. R2-D2 was putting out fires in the X-Wing fighter and getting things ready, mapping courses, right? That is, if we use AI in that way, we become the hero of our own story, right? Mm-hmm. But if we constantly think of AI as Skynet, we are the victim in our story, and the AI is the villain. Bump that noise. You are in charge of your own life. Make your decision. Be a hero. Get a lightsaber. You'll be all right. I'm not, and I can go Star Trek too. I was there all day yesterday with a customer. Didn't matter. Yeah. As I said, full nerd. So to what you said, AI is the most amazing game changer for the small business owner because it levels the playing field. Mm-hmm. Now, OpenAI, less so much. But the LLM, large language model, where it's limited amount of resources and access, that's powerful. What you said about having an LLM, large language model, AI coach, a pocketed R2-D2 whom I could leave for every single client, man, you don't understand how fast my wheels turn right now. You can't see it. I'm cooling outside the pillow, but I'm like a duck underwater. These wheels are buzzing, looking like Scooby-Doo feet. We're going to talk about that. That's crazy because, again, the one thing, okay, every business owner has three assets: your knowledge, your time, and your money. And you got to spend two to get one. I mean, without fail. You always spend two to get one. But now when you're a coach, you have a limited amount of time you can provide or give to your clients, right? But you can't give the same amount of time to all your clients. Going back to the 80-20 rule. The 80% of your revenue comes from your top 20 clients. So the top 20 have to have the most amount of your time. That doesn't mean the bottom 20 aren't valuable, but they can't have the same amount of time allocated to them. How do you close that gap? It sounds like an R2-D2 can do that for you. Oh, yeah. As I said, Scooby-Doo was on fire. I'm with that. Okay, so yes, I like the sound of that. And in addition, I work with AI myself now. I have 12 bots as we speak that are working in the background, making my life easier. So when you see me, I have a large team. And it's amazing because I don't have any 401k. I'm just, California, you got one employee in California. One employee equals 401k. Like, I ain't there yet. So I have 12 employees, which are amazing, and they work. They bring projects to me, and we have a daily meeting on Monday. Every morning we have a meeting. I answer questions. They come back with projects. They go do their projects. I do my thing. I come back, look at their projects. It's awesome. They come up with stuff I never even thought of. Man, R2-D2 is fire. Get you one. Yes. Or at least that one she was talking about. Let me get that. Or at least the one she was talking about. I'm just saying.
Exactly. No, it's so true, is that we're really shifting our perspective of what we can do and how we can help our clients because of AI, because of the R2D2 factor, right? I love how you brought that in. So definitely, I think that there's some really great opportunities. And I would encourage anyone who's watching or listening to this, think about your roadblock. What is it, the thing that's holding you back? What is it that's nagging you at night? And how can AI assist you? Because that's exactly what we do. We give free AI growth plans, and that's how we help. And then you have this amazing guy here who can help you to really get out of working in your business and focus on working on your business. So Craig, this has been such a great conversation. Thank you so much for bringing your amazing personality and your knowledge and your uniqueness to this conversation. I know it's going to help a lot of people. So if people want to reach out to you, how do they find you?
Well, you can find me on my website, commonsenserevenue.com. My email is craig@commonsenserevenue.com. Spelling traditional, Craig of the Creek, Craigslist, same Craig at commonsenserevenue.com. So that's how you find me, and look, I'm here to help. We have programs and platforms that can fit, and as you said, as I even said today, even from a financial standpoint, having to fit you today, or if you're still at that point, look, I don't care. 2.5 hours of my time. I don't want any more entrepreneurs to fail. It's not okay. We're not waiting for the government to save us. We're going to help ourselves. I'm just saying.
Yes. Amen. Definitely check it out, because who wouldn't want to work with this amazing guy, right? So thanks so much for joining us, Craig. It's been absolutely fantastic hearing your story, and your passion and what you guys are doing at Common Sense Revenue is just amazing. And to everyone tuning in, thank you for listening to the Mastering AI Momentum Show. Our mission is to help you break through bottlenecks, scale smarter with AI, and accelerate your momentum. So make sure you check out m2aiagency.com to apply for your free AI growth session. All right, guys, until next time, thanks so much, Craig.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Mastering AI Momentum. If today's episode gave you clarity or sparked a breakthrough, share it, review it, leave us a comment, and show Ali and Elise how you're turning AI into ROI. And make sure you subscribe, because the next episode could be the strategy that unlocks your next level. Until then, build smart, scale fast, and let AI multiply your momentum.